Let's calm down. Anthony Albanese will urgently get onto the phone with US President Donald Trump today to discuss Mr Trump's plans to put 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminium imports. Doing so would affect $1 billion of Aussie exports as well as thousands of Aussie jobs. The announcement also means this will be the first test for our ambassador Kevin Rudd, who has a known frosty relationship with the president, although he says he doesn't. For their take, let's bring in Daily Telegraph journalist James Willis and the founding director of Western Sydney Women, Amanda Rose. Good morning to you. James, a few years ago, Joe Hockey famously employed golf diplomacy to change the US view on tariffs. What tricks do you think Kevin Rudd will employ?
Well, the difference was that Joe Hockey and Donald Trump had a pretty good relationship. We don't know about where things stand with Donald Trump and Kevin Rudd because Kevin Rudd has historically made a lot of nasty comments about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is aware of those. He was told about them directly in an interview. So I think Kevin Rudd's been keeping a pretty low profile since Trump came back as president. This is going to be the first opportunity for him to really get involved in these. And the question is whether Donald Trump actually remembers these remarks. I think the Prime Minister is going to fight hard for this. And obviously there's a lot of money at stake. There's Australian jobs at stake as well. But it'll be fascinating to see how Kevin Rudd actually plays a role here and whether Trump remembers some of those comments. Given what we know about Donald, he's not someone that gives things up too easily. So,
look, in fairness, Trump is putting the tariffs on all the countries, not just us. And as we saw in that footage, maybe K. Rudd could employ handball diplomacy.
He could, or not call Trump a traitor. That also would help. Traitor to the West, which is what he called him. But this is a really good example of why you need to build relationships. And a big part of that is a high EQ, which I don't think Rudd has. So he should have, well, it means...
That's harsh.
Well, you can't spew out you're a traitor on social media about someone that's an ex-president and then expect to be an ambassador and build a strong relationship with that person. You've got to keep those things to yourself. And I think this is actually a test also for Albanese. And what's interesting is that he wants to do a phone call, yet he'll jump on a plane to go to any other conference for any other time, yet he won't jump on a plane to go over and talk with Trump, which is probably one of the most important relationships we have economically, is with America.
Oh, so you think he should get on the plane?
Absolutely, especially if tariffs are involved and our economy. Remember, Albanese and Kevin Rudd represent us and our needs. So therefore, they've got to put aside what they personally think about someone and make sure they're doing best for our country or not do that job at all.
Yeah, Amanda's spot on that as well. And it's amazing that we have former Prime Ministers, and Kevin Rudd's not the only one, using social media to bag world leaders. And that's come back to bite
You're not allowed
Kevin
to do that
Rudd
in a job.
Way. Correct. It's unbelievable.
Actually, yes. You wouldn't do that.
No, you'd be sacked.
Yeah. You never know who's going to be your next boss.
Exactly.
We all employ that strategy, don't we?
It's a good rule.
No, not me. Moving on, NFL star Jordan Mailata has become the first Aussie player to ever win a Super Bowl after play in and win a Super Bowl after the Eagles' thrashing victory over the Chiefs yesterday. The win has now led some to make the case that the Super Bowl is actually a bigger sporting event than our very own Melbourne Cup. I'm kind of saying that with a whisper because some people are going to be throwing things at their TV. That's as a younger generation turns to the star-studded affair in the US, and our Cup consistently gets challenged by anti-racing activists. James, would you like to weigh into this?
Well, I agree. I think every year that we go on, there are more and more people and a new generation of people that aren't into horse racing and aren't into the Melbourne Cup. And the Melbourne Cup's had an identity crisis. I think they were a little bit lazy in terms of their promotion of the event. As the years go on, it's harder and harder to follow because there's more international horses involved as well. We've also had the Everest go gangbusters in Sydney, the Sydney equivalent in horse racing. But American sports are so big in Australia, basketball and also the NFL. I mean, how many people had the day off yesterday? Like in every office, there were people that had annual leave, working from home to watch the NFL. I really, really think it is one of the big events in this country now, and it probably does rival, if not surpass, something like the Melbourne Cup, which is sadly dwindling for a lot of people and not growing in supporter base.
Oh, gee, I'd like to get a national count on how many people worked from home yesterday, Amanda.
Work from home.
WFH all over people's signatures yesterday, yeah.
Well, it's good that we have more choice when it comes to sport. I think we're too isolated and we're just stuck with, Melbourne Cup and cricket and with basketball being a massive influence as well. Growing up, I remember I loved basketball and it was seen as an American sport. And with the NFL, a younger generation actually enjoy watching that because we know the younger generation is not a big fan of Melbourne Cup because to their logic, which is true, it's just a horse going around and round and people are betting on it, right? So at least this has got some skill that they feel they can participate in. So one day I can actually do that. And now that we have a boy from Bankstown...
I know.
That actually
Your
was
patch.
there. Yeah, that's right, my patch. So everyone who says that, Western Sydney, there's only bad things happen in Western Sydney, well, this is your time to suck it up because really good things come from Western Sydney. And this is such a good story. And I hope to see NFL camps and things like that happen in Western Sydney now. So young boys who go, I want to be like him. And that's what we want.
And most people probably don't even understand all of the rules. Like, it's quite a technical game. It's quite a long game with a lot of ads, but even the pizzazz...
Gotta make money, right?
The halftime show with Serena Williams just popping up for fun and Kendrick Lamar is incredible. So it's the theatre and the entertainment that gets people along. So
which America's very good at doing, even with their basketball.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're right there. Finally, a woman has been applauded for her gesture before a flight, handing out bags of treats to nearby passengers as an advance apology for her newborn baby's first plane ride. A video by one of the passengers has gone viral with him saying he was brought to tears by the mum's move to go above and beyond. Amanda, can you imagine doing this?
I think it's absolutely it's such a sweetheart move to do this. But my question on those who received that little gift bag, the little lollies, did they go up and say, can I help you? And if there's anything that you need during the flight, let me know. Because just taking that and eating it and saying she did, that was really nice is one thing. But I'm seeing all the mothers now freaking out saying, do I have to do that? if I'm on a flight, I'm not doing that. I'm just surviving as it is.
The standard is high. Would you do this, James?
Look, I would happily accept the lolly bag as a thank you for the crying baby on the flight. Probably. I think it's great organisational skills and good on them for doing that. But look, it's obviously a really difficult part of flying, and I think it's a cute gesture. And look, crying babies are not the funnest experience on flights, but for a bag of Skittles, who knows?
Yeah, he'll take the bag. That's what he's trying to say. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Here's Sheva.